we're gonna start off with Clara, Javier and Alvaro, who are gonna talk about Vicar's Close, and they're going to tell us the story of that beautiful place.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the origins of the street. The Vicar's Close owes its origins to a grant of land and buildings. The Vicar's Close, it was created as a purpose of accommodating priests because of the cathedral. Before the street was created, there was a lot of prehistoric flakes and Romance art that are now covered because of a work of an extension.
Vicar's Close is the oldest residential street in Europe. It has 27 houses, originally 44. It was built by the Bishop Randolph of Cheshire, and it is connected to the cathedral by the way over Chain Gate over there.
Vicar's Close is about 140 meters long, and it's separated by sedge. The sedge is a type of cobblestone. When you view the street from their entrance near the cathedral, it looks longer. But if you look the street from the other entrance that is behind us, is more or less shorter than if you view the street from there.
Hello again. Now we're gonna move on to Jorge and Juan, who are gonna talk about Wells Cathedral.
Hello. The Wells Cathedral was built in 705 after Christ, during the reign of Anne of Wessex, and is dedicated to Saint Andrew. As you can see, the cathedral is beautiful and big. If you want, you can enter and see it, or go to the shops and buy what you want.
Construction of this cathedral began in 1175 and was designed by a unknown architect. According to the art historian John Harvey, this is the first truly Gothic cathedral in the world.
Again, now we're gonna move on to Irene and Alex, who are gonna talk about London.
Now, London is the capital of England, and it's famous because of its culture and monuments such as Trafalgar Square, London Eye, Big Ben, and Westminster Palace. But there are also events that you probably don't know as well as this much. One of the most important events was the Great Fire of London. It took from the 2nd to the 5th of September in 1666. It was a major conflagration that swept through the center of the British city. It consumed lots of houses, churches, and post-cathedral and buildings of the city of Venice.
Its name comes from the Roman period when it was called Londinium. But legend says that London wasn't founded by Romans, but it was founded by Brutus the Trojan, about 1,000 years before the Roman invasion. One of the biggest attractions of London is the Globe Theatre. Globe Theatre is associated with William Shakespeare. It was built by William Shakespeare playing group called the Lord Chamberlain's Men in 1599. But the 29th June of 1613, it went up in flames because a theatrical cannon set off during a performance, and it ignited the wooden theatre. So it has to be rebuilt on 1614. But on 1642, the Puritans ordered to close it down. Right now, the reconstruction was built in 1997, and it's very near the original place.
Okay, we are gonna move on. Carles and Carmen, and they are gonna talk about the city of Wales.
Wales is the smallest city in England. It is only 12,000 of inhabitants, and is considered a city by its huge cathedral. People of Wales are quiet and polite, and is always in the cathedral park, relaxing in the floor, sitting on the floor. Talking about football, there's two football teams: Belrose Football Club and Wales City Football Club. Another interesting thing of Wales is that there are a lot of houses, individual houses, different than Spanish flats, for example.
Okay, as Carles had said, Wales is described as England's smallest city, and probably 15th centuries. And the cathedral is known for its west front, in which we can appreciate over 300 statues and carvings. On the other hand, the wells which gave the city its name are located within the ground of Bishop's Palace, which is still the residence of bishops of Bath and Bristol. The wells are dedicated to St. Andrew.
The Wells Cathedral and the associated religious and architectural story had become Wales a tourist destination and helped develop the employment too.
Now we're gonna move on with Maria and Jorge, who are gonna talk about Salisbury Cathedral and
a prehistoric monument made by stone located in Wiltshire, England, in the southwest of UK. Archaeologists believe that it was constructed from 3000 to 2000 before Christ. The surrounding circular earth bank and ditch, which constitute the earliest phase of the monument, have been dated to about 3100 before Christ, and the first blue stones were erected to between 2400 to 2200 before Christ, although they may have been at the site as early as 3000 before Christ. The prehistoric men transported 32 blocks of sandstone from the Preseli Mountains in the southwest of Wales. They are 240 kilometers from here, and the new as the altar stone. That is the stone apart from the others in the Stonehenge, that was brought from a region near Milford Haven. The archaeologists don't know sure, but they think that the finality of Stonehenge is being a religious temple or a funeral monument.
Salisbury Cathedral is also known as the Cathedral Church of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and its style is early English architecture. It was built between the years 1220 and 1320, but the main body of the cathedral was built in just 58 years. This cathedral has the tallest church spire in the UK, which is 123 meters high. It also has the largest cloister and the largest cathedral's close in Britain. Salisbury Cathedral is the subject of many famous paintings, and it appears in some novels like Spare and the Pillars of the Earth.
And finally, we're gonna move on to Danny and Tony, who are going to talk about Wells Cathedral.
Cathedral School is a co-educational school from Wales in Somerset, England. It's one of the 7 music schools. One of the most important music schools in England. And the school have 700 students, and is the oldest school of Europe.
The Wells Cathedral School is one of the oldest schools in the world. The school admitted girls in 1969 and has over 700 pupils aged between 3 and 18 years old. The school has a musical emphasis and is specialized in combining a high level of musical tuition with a normal academic education, as well as the sports.
Tito Giorgia!